Welcome to Big Monday presented by Joseph A. Bank. We're in Washington, D.C. for a MEAC Monday between Norfolk State and Howard University. It is the final week of the regular season. The Spartans still have a chance to win the regular season championship, but probably more likely is that they wind up in the top 3 in the regular season standings, and though if they get that point, they would wind up earning a first-round bye in the upcoming conference tournament. Welcome, everybody. Doug Sherman along with Jason Capel. And with that on the line, Jason, this is a huge game for the Spartans.
Well, you're down to the final week of the regular season. Every game means so much, but Norfolk State in a 3-way tie for that 3rd place. This is a hot basketball team winning 8 of their last 9, 4 in a row, but they have a tough task containing the most explosive guard in all of the MEAC.
And his name is R.J. Cole. He is among the national leaders at nearly 24 points per game.
And he's a big-time scorer in the guard position. He can make shots from 3, a mid-range monster off the bounce. Can also get to the rim and score over bigger defenders. In a word, this young man is fearless. He's a lefty that can go either way, shifty with his handle, and he is an absolute scoring machine offensively.
Leads the MEAC in scoring, assists, and steals per game, as well as minutes per game at nearly 38 per. He's not alone, though, for Howard. They've got a great running mate in Charles C.J. Williams, who himself is 3rd in the conference at nearly 20 points per game. So defensively, the Spartans clearly are going to be hawking those 2 guys, number 2 and number 13.
The key for Howard is always having a 3rd running mate step up and put points on the board. Bison starting this game in a zone, 2-3 zone. Norfolk State, a much bigger ball club, immediately getting the ball inside.
Brian Gelino with the first 2 points of the night. And here is R.J. Cole, 12-time MEAC Rookie of the Week. That is 12 for 12. And so you know that when the Rookie of the Year award comes out in a matter of days, he will get that honor. First shot for Cole's a little long. Jones is bottled up and out of bounds, back to Norfolk State. Well, there's some of the numbers that are wildly impressive for the 6'1" freshman from Union, New Jersey.
And you said it, partner, it's a freshman. This young man just turned 18 during the season, and he's the cornerstone of what Coach Nickelberry is trying to do, rebuilding this program. You have a guy at the guard position that works hard, puts points on the board, and makes others better. You have a complete player.
Back-to-back buckets by Brian Gelino to start the ball game.
You can see the mandate to start this game by Norfolk State. They're bigger, they're stronger. Against this zone, they're not going to settle for outside shots. They're hitting the middle, looking downhill, getting that ball inside to their bigs.
Alex Long is playing inside right now, number 22 in gold. He's 6'8", but coming off the bench, Coach Jones has even more size that Kevin Nickelberry and his team are going to have to deal with here tonight.
Coach Nickelberry has done such a good job rebuilding this program. Talk about the players he's lost, transferred to Tennessee, one to Missouri, but he has a group. You talk about who are you building around, R.J. Cole, a freshman, C.J. Williams, who was freshman of the year a season ago. Those are 2 great building blocks to move forward.
Yeah, he's a 53-year-old native of Washington, D.C., in his 8th year as head coach here at Howard University. And his building blocks are as talented as anybody in the MEAC right now. Last year's Rookie of the Year, Charles Williams, and this year's presumed in R.J. Cole. Ball poked away by Dalig Mingo. Cole lets fly, and he's got his first 3. He told us last week, Jason, the comparison that he feels most comfortable with is James Harden.
Well, Harden is considerably bigger, but both left-handed, both play at their own pace. They don't allow the defense to speed them up. You see Cole knocking it down from 3 in transition.
Off the turnover, Cole going 1-on-2 right to the bucket. Long rebound comes to C.J. Williams, and a fresh shot clock for the Bison. C.J. Williams off the bounce. Ball kept alive on the rim. Lewis was the last to touch out of bounds. Back to Norfolk State.
you're defending a score, you can never relax. Howard doing a nice job knocking the ball away, getting another opportunity. And Cole's a guy, whether in transition or in the half court, he's a threat to score at any time. Knocking down that transition three, getting the Bison on the board here early.
With the basketball, Stephen Whitley, the converted point guard of Norfolk State, who has been so good, and you would think that he's going to hear his name and the all-conference honors come out in the next few days. And there's Robert Jones in his 5th year, a former SUNY New Paltz player, graduated college in '02 and has spent the last 11 years both as an assistant and as the head coach at Norfolk State University. And he and his staff have done a nice job of converting Whitley, who is 6'3", 210, goes by the nickname Diesel. Not your classic point guard, but he has been extremely effective, especially as the season has gone on. Foul after the shot went up. Looks like they're going to count the basket.
Against this zone, that's the sweet spot right there on the nail. And the Spartans continue to get it there. A little rough activity inside on the glass. But that's what you want if you're Norfolk State. You want to pound the glass. You'll give up a foul like that for a guy trying to ensure he gets his feet in the paint for opportunity for offensive board.
So count the basket for Alex Long. The foul on Brian Gelino, his first. And the second of the game for the Spartans. Now he picks up his second and the team's third. And so he will earn himself a spot on the bench. And Preston Bungay comes in, a 5th-year senior from Albuquerque, New Mexico, coming off an outstanding game Saturday at Maryland Eastern Shore when he was 8 of 10 from the floor, finished with 18 points.
Doug, you were talking about Coach Jones. He's done an excellent job this season. The Spartans started the year 0-7, really struggling. Point guard Zay Robinson went down with a hip injury, having to move guys around, shuffle them. R.J. Cole, we talk about him as a scorer. Did you see the vision there, the roll and replace action? He looked off his teammate on the wing and found the roll guy inside for an easy two.
First two for Zion Cousins, 1-point ball game. Bungay left his feet. Nice defense by Williams, and that's already the 3rd turnover committed by the Spartans.
Cole understands every time he takes a ball screen, he's going to be doubled. Doesn't panic, head up, looks off the open player on the wing and finds Cousins rolling to the basket for an easy two.
Yeah, Cousins is a key 3rd person for Howard's chances heading into the postseason. He missed some time for personal reasons during conference play, but he has the capability of putting up numbers.
Good pass.
Bungay off the feed from Whitley.
Whitley makes the easy basketball play. Not trying to be flashy. If a bounce pass is necessary, it's on time, on target, and all his bigs have to do is simply catch, corral, and take it right to the hoop.
Here goes C.J. Williams. He calls himself Bean. As in Kobe Bean Bryant, he likes to heat up, likes to get the shots up, and he's got his first two. Long runs into a double team, brings it back out with 13 on the shot clock. Whitley, step back three. Bounced it. Long rebound corralled by the Spartans and by Nick Thomas. Blocking foul takes us to our first media timeout.
Spartans holding on to a 1-point lead in transition. Bungay catches, receives, puts it off the glass for an easy two.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905. And in part by Degree Deodorant, it won't let you down. And the Volkswagen Tiguan, the not-so-compact SUV.
We are just a few miles from the Lincoln Memorial here in Washington, D.C. Doug Sherman, Jason Capel on a MEAC Monday. And I'll tell you, Enjoyed myself a slice of Washington, D.C. throughout the day. Actually came on campus this morning about 8:30 and spent 3 hours walking around. What a beautiful campus here at Howard.
Beautiful campus, so much tradition. You look at the buildings, and there's a story that goes along with each one. Think of the pioneers who were the founders of this university and the great people, the alumni that have graduated from here as well.
Yeah, the Founders Library is the signature building that you see on all of the literature and on the website that has stood for decades as a signature piece to this terrific campus. A couple of years ago, President Obama gave an inspiring commencement speech to the graduates here at Howard University. And it's just all part of the experience of coming to an HBCU like Howard. Foul on the rebound. And, you know, I don't know if we have enough time in our broadcast, Jason, to mention or show every one of the distinguished alumni that's come out of Howard University. Here is just a taste from Thurgood Marshall, the Supreme Court Justice, Andrew Young, the 55th mayor of Atlanta, David Dinkins, the former mayor of New York City. How about Toni Morrison, Chadwick Boseman, who you were talking about before the game? It's just an incredible list.
Absolutely. Chadwick Boseman played Thurgood Marshall in a film in Black Panther. I've seen it twice already. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Graduate of Howard, doing an excellent job on the big screen. And that film has already generated globally over $700 million. Such an uplifting film. And the stars from right here at Howard University.
Bungay may have been fouled, no call, missed the breakaway, but there's Alex Long with his second consecutive bucket. A couple others who we didn't mention on that list. How about Debbie Allen, Felicia Rashad, who of course was Claire Huxtable. And we saw the names of Gus Johnson and our very own Stan Verrett, the late night sports center host. Even though he is from New Orleans, he chose to come to Howard University, and that's the way this campus operates, that they have a nationwide reputation to get their students here. And any opportunity Stan gets on Sports Center to mention the Bison, he never hesitates.
Absolutely. An outstanding academic institution. Coach Nickelberry has the job of rebuilding this basketball program. They're well on their way, but Norfolk State, such a balanced basketball team. They don't rely on just one player. 2 guys average double figures, but there are 5 players that average between 8 and 9 points. That's the balance they have, and it makes them so difficult to plan for, to defend, because you have multiple guys that can all step up and get the job done.
Whitley gets 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. And Norfolk State also has been getting it done defensively, as you see the even scoring. Everybody takes turns, so it seems. On any given night, you've got to defend different guys, but this team together fighting for a top 3 finish and the accompanying first-round bye in the upcoming MEAC tournament, which begins 1 week from tonight at the Scope in Norfolk. Off the miss, here come the Spartans. A lot of contact after Nick Thomas left the ground. One thing the Spartans do on the defensive end is they get after it. They're among the league leaders in most every statistical category as well.
And every shot has been contested. And also you see Bungay going up high, rebounding that basketball with 2 hands. And the Spartans are pushing the ball, pitching up the sideline, looking to attack early. That puts a lot of pressure on the defense, puts the onus on the officials. They've made a living so far getting to the foul line.
Second foul on Cameron Lewis, so he checks out of the game and is replaced by Marcus Hall. Well, Nick Thomas is one of the best foul shooters in the MEAC. He had a 12 for 12 game earlier this season against FAMU. And of course,
there it is.
He missed. 14-7 Norfolk State on a 6-0 run. Cole off the bounce. Gets the friendly roll.
You're guarding Cole in transition. You have to be aware of the screens being set blindly. Communication has to be at a premium because 2 and White's coming and looking to score. But once again, the domination inside for the Spartans. Robinson doing his work early, 2 feet in the paint. The help can come Strong move over that right shoulder. A little window shopping off the glass. Tough two with an opportunity for more.
Robinson is every bit of 7 feet 220. A fifth-year senior who played 2 partial seasons at Iona College in New Rochelle, New York, in the MEAC, the MAAC. And you notice as soon as you come into the gym during warm-ups, the Spartans have a lot of height, a lot of length out there, and he's a big part of it. Foul on the drive. And you know, in that last matchup, you've got Dan Robinson trying to be post-defended by a guy, Marcus Hall, who's 6'7", so he's given up 5 inches, and he's a non-scholarship player. It's a tough assignment.
And that's the issue. When you look at Howard, they have the guards. You have guys that can go off the bounce. They need size inside. You're counting on walk-ons to defend upperclassmen, older players, and that's a tough task. What the Bison have is the ability to make shots from the perimeter, and that's what they're going to have to do to combat the inside force of Norfolk State.
Kyle Foster, another one of the outside weapons for Howard. Bungay throws it out of bounds, give it back to the Bison.
Doug, these are called special teams plays, out of bounds under, and many times the most dangerous person is the inbounder. Foster gives it up, sprints back to the corner. Cole finds him, 3-ball corner pocket.
Again, keep in mind, number 2 with the basketball, R.J. Cole is really the Trae Young of the MEAC as Foster steps out of bounds. He leads the league both in scoring at 23.7 a game and in assists 5.9 per game, along with minutes per game, steals per game. That's a lot that's been put on his plate. That's how he was recruited out of St. Anthony High School in New Jersey. They told him, ball's going to be in your hands and you're going to get shots.
And Coach Nickelberry has talked about, you talk about Trae Young, the defenses that Cole has faced. Nobody's going to play this team man-to-man. If they do, Two and White's going to be trapped every time he uses the ball screen. He's had to learn as a young player to adjust his game to the defense as the season has gone on.
Mustadi Pitt, freshman from Hampton, Virginia, just into the game with his first 3.
Well, rule number 1 defensively, you cannot go under a ball screen. That's a sign of disrespect, and Pitt steps back, knocks it down from 3.
Norfolk State foul charge to number 4.
Well, Mustadi Pitt missed 4 games with a left leg injury. The Spartans sure are glad to have back another option coming off the bench for Coach Jones.
Running my mouth the entire time I'm on the court at Cameron Indoor Stadium. But the rivalry speaks for itself. The anticipation, the intensity, whether home or away, you know you're a part of something so much bigger than yourself. The coaches, the legendary leaders of each program, and the players that came before you, the players that are looking to come after you. It's simply a special event that each player in the world looks forward to every season.
So Carolina's got Miami Tuesday. Any chance they overlook the Canes thinking about the Blue Devils?
Oh, absolutely not. North Carolina's playing great basketball now. You look at what they've been able to do, and the key is you understand Joe Barry's going to score. He's the great leader, a champion at the point guard position. Luke Mays having a breakout year, but the Tar Heels need Cam Johnson and Kenny Williams. Kenny Williams, in my opinion, is the key to that team. When he plays well, the Tar Heels win, and he had an excellent game against the Blue Devils the first time around.
Yeah, he knocked down 6 threes in that game back on February 8th. 6 of the 11 they made, which wound up being the difference. Way too strong by C.J. Williams, goes out of bounds, and it'll stay at this end. Yeah, this will be the 45th time Duke and Carolina have met on Saturday night when they've both been ranked in the top 10. And one other note that I saw was really interesting. Coach K and Roy Williams, it'll be the 29th meeting when both ranked between those two, and that's going to surpass the old record of Jim Boeheim of Syracuse and John Thompson, Big John, at Georgetown back in the day. C.J. Williams knocks down the 3.
See the contrasting styles right now. Norfolk State 12 to 2 points in the paint, and Howard having to knock down shots from the perimeter. Williams there, locks in, feet set. That's too easy of a shot to allow him with no contest.
Bison now 3 of 7 from distance, 1 each by Cole, Foster, and Williams. 1 and done at this end for the Spartans. That's a long 2-point shot by Williams. Good fight for the basketball. Nearly saved from going out of bounds by Marcus Hall. but it's Norfolk State possession.
You see there against the zone, R.J. Cole, he's not just a scorer. He's always surveying the floor, kicks it cross court. And Williams, too good of a player to allow an easy opportunity, a simple 1-2 step right into a three-point shot.
Nice shuffle pass. Better defensive recovery, but we've got an injured Bison. Marcus Hall has walked off the floor holding his right shoulder as play continues at the other end. And
Hall's shoulder is clearly out of place. You can see the bone poking out. You just hope that young man is okay, being led immediately to the locker room. That's a brutal blow to Howard. Already lacking size inside. You see Hall turns around, tries to get his hand in there, and simply got tangled, pushed the wrong way. This isn't a deep team, Howard. You talk about the injuries they've dealt with throughout the year, a lack of a front line. Hall's a guy that gives them minutes, plays with great energy. 7 points, 4 rebounds his last time out. He's going to be missed in this contest.
Cole now with 8 points and 2 assists. And he pulls the Bison back within a point. Well, typically, Howard does not take transfer students. Nice move along the baseline by Stavian Allen. But I tell you what, Howard's got a good transfer sitting out in Chad Lott. He played at Rice University in Houston. He'll be eligible for a couple of years beginning next season. Certainly will help that depth you're talking about, Jason.
And that's what you're going to need. You need guys that you talk about changing defenses. Well, to do that, you need bodies on the floor that can do just that. That's the ability Norfolk State has, is to run fresh bodies at you. And Whitley, you said he's a big guard. I call him a power guard. A little out of control there. But R.J. Cole, you can't allow him to have this type of space. Man or zone, you have to have an awareness of where he is, and someone has to be in his lap at all times. Doug, you can say he's 3 steps off the three-point line. His range is when he walks in the gym. That's too easy of an opportunity.
Coached by Naismith Hall of Famer Bob Hurley Sr. at St. Anthony High School in New Jersey, which just closed after last school year. And so R.J. Cole, the last of a great line of point guards to go on to the college level. That's the 7th team foul against Norfolk State. Number 1 against Derek Jamerson, and so C.J. Williams at the line. First Bison free throw coming for the 2017 MEAC Rookie of the Year. Howard comes in having lost 3 of 4, but you know as well as I do, Jason, for leagues like the MEAC, where it's a 1 bid and that's it, really doesn't matter as long as you're playing well going into the conference tournament, and that's the goal here tonight and then in the season finale later this week.
Great opportunity at home for the Bison, but defensively, you see they're staying in that zone. Why is that? To try to keep the ball in front of them, pack it inside so the bigs can't dominate. But that sweet spot right at the free throw line area has been open the entire contest. Norfolk State doing a great job getting it there.
Williams the pull-up. Well, as advertised, Cole and Williams doing the heavy lifting, scoring-wise for the Bison, who are back within 3. Jamerson a little strong on the triple. And the foul goes against Jalen Jones.
C.J. Williams has the ability off the bounce, come to a jump stop. He can take and make big shots. Bison down 3 here in the first half.
Led by Alex Long's 8 points. Norfolk State already has 8 players in the scoring column. Howard University, meanwhile, also being led by R.J. Cole with 8 points. Problem is, he just doesn't have as many people around him, but he does what he does.
Doing the little things there. You see coming up with the steal, rising up, knocking it down in transition. And on the attack, he loves to probe the defense, always a threat to score. But he's knocked down 2 shots from three-point range. already in a nice offensive flow, getting others involved as well. 3 assists, 0 turnovers. You talk about Williams, they're doing the job here early. Need that third party to step up. And Norfolk State, Alex Long, acting as a facilitator there, catching in the center. The defense converges because he's knocked down 4 shots from that same area. Stavian Allen, the catch goes up strong and throws it down in traffic.
Yeah, Jason, 3rd assist already to go along with 5 rebounds, 8 points for Alex Long. Good answer at the other end for Howard. Whitley still looking for his first bucket. Hustling back on defense. Williams picks up the dribble. 6:40 remaining first half. In this final week of the regular season in the MEAC, both these teams will play their regular season finales on Thursday. Williams rises up. Front irons it. Ball bounces to the Bison.
Jones doing all the little things. Scored on a tough finish with the left hand last possession. They're keeping the ball alive, getting the Bison another offensive possession. But Alex Long has made shots there all night long. The bounce pass to Allen. He catches it, and it explodes off the ground to the rim. That's a nice poster to take back to Norfolk with him.
Yeah, the senior from Cary, North Carolina. Played his first couple of seasons at Tallahassee Community College, and just part of that long front line for Coach Robert Jones. Cole missed the front end of the 1-and-1.
Howard cannot continue to lead points on the board. They're making their way to the foul line. You have to convert.
There's the high post look once again. Better defended. Long misfired this time. Here comes R.J. Cole, head up. Boy, Charles Williams is not shy.
Well, that looked like the Black Mamba there. And these two guys play so well together. Williams ran to the post, had a smaller defender, but you see the fadeaway over the right shoulder to create space and knocks it down.
Now, you were a terrific player at North Carolina back in the day, pretty much a 4-year starter. You scored roughly 1,500 points. Charles Williams is just a sophomore. He went over the 1,000-point mark weeks ago. At the rate he's going, both he and Cole, if they can keep him here for 4 years each, are each going to easily go by 2,000 points in their career.
You're going to have 2,000-point scores in your backcourt. Again, Coach Nickelberry has the cornerstones for this program. He needs to continue to bring in quality big guys inside because, as you see, Norfolk State has been dominant, driving the lane, being unselfish. And these two young men are who we're talking about. A freshman and a sophomore playing so well together. C.J. Williams can score anywhere on the floor, the fadeaway. But Alex Long, we've seen him knocking down shots from 15 feet, right at the sweet spot, facilitate, and there through the contact, able to power it to the rim for a tough finish.
Alex Long, kind of a homecoming for him out of Clinton, Maryland. Got a lot of friends and family in attendance here tonight. Cole gives it up. Jones to the left hand. Whitley finally sees he has numbers up ahead. Got a good look. Jamerson just couldn't finish, and then a foul on the rebound. You just wonder, with R.J. Cole averaging nearly 6 assists per game, if he had a couple extra players who could finish, how many assists he would really have.
Well, he has eyes on him every time he has the ball in his hands. C.J. Williams can take tough shots and knock them down, but if Cole had a big guy he could throw it into that has single coverage, just think of that. Because these two young men, Cole and Williams, the defense is catered to defending them every time they have the ball offensively. They need that third guy to step up and be that consistent scoring threat. And this team is going to take off.
And they need to make their free throws. Tuesday on ESPN. How about the Canes and the Heels? 9 o'clock Eastern. Super Tuesday presented by Boost Mobile. Heels Canes also available on the ESPN app.
Miami coming off a huge win against Boston College at home, down 14 points with 5 minutes to go. Stormed to a comeback led by their freshman, Likes at the guard position, and Lonnie Walker knocking down a three-point shot with 0.3 seconds to go to seal that comeback on their home floor.
For Howard, you know how you win a game like this? You're down 3 right now. Make it down 5. You got to make a free throw. They are 0 for 4 collectively at the line.
You can't leave points on the board. And the zone has to step up and not allow points in the paint. But a great job there. The hustle plays. Mingo flies in from the left side. Johnny on the spot with that tip in.
You know, when I got here late this morning, Mingo was the one guy here on the floor getting up extra shots. Norfolk State came in as a team later and had its usual game day shoot around. Howard, because of scheduling, didn't have the opportunity to do it, but Mingo made sure he got in and got up his shots with Howard assistant coach Sean Whalen. Timeout here in D.C.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Sam Adams. Fill your glass. And Iams Pet Food. Good for life.
Our next NBA Wednesday doubleheader has Steph, KD, and the Warriors in D.C., right where we are, to take on Bradley Beal and the Wizards at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then James Harden, Chris Paul, and the Rockets square off against CP3's former team, the Clippers. Our coverage tips with NBA Countdown, 7 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. And because Norfolk State traveled in yesterday, 3 of their players, including Preston Bungay, got the opportunity to go and see the Wizards play last night. And for the young man from New Mexico, it was the very first opportunity to see an NBA game live and in person.
He's seeing a team that is thriving right now on a winning streak. Bradley Beal doing the job without John Wall. The Wizards have really taken off of late.
Well, Preston Bungay, Stavian Allen, and Kyle Williams made that trip. Had a chance to talk after shoot-around today with Preston Bungay about a number of things. Interesting young man. He's got his girlfriend who lives in Australia here with him. And then senior day will be Thursday, so his mom will be making the trip. His grandmother will be making the trip from New Mexico. That's Christy Dafter and Elizabeth Cochran who will be there to watch this young man have senior day in Norfolk on Thursday. Fighting for the ball, and he comes up with it for the Spartans. And Preston also shared with us, I asked him why he has a Nike tattoo on his calf, and upon a closer look, can't see it here because he's got the tights over it tonight, but you see he has the colors of the Kenyan flag on it in memory of his father, who passed away when Preston was a 10th grader. His dad was a world-class runner. He was born in Kenya, came to the States to run collegiately, and then turned professional and was a professional runner. So obviously when Preston was in 10th grade, that profoundly impacted him, and he carries his father with him on his leg and in his heart here tonight.
Well, it's beautiful anytime you see and hear about the relationship between father and son. This young man has worked hard, had a solid college career, making plays here today, but he's honoring his father in everything he does the remainder of his life. I know his father's very proud of him.
And I asked him growing up in New Mexico what he knew about HBCU schools, and he said really not much until he finished junior college and came here. Of course, out west they don't have the HBCUs. We've got over 100 in the country, but at the point where he got to the Norfolk State campus and saw what it was all about, he said, count me in. Foster, a little long. Preston Bungay with a rebound. Here is Bungay again, coming off that 18-point performance on Saturday. Set up Jamerson for a good look. Here come the Bison down 5. Another corner 3. Williams continues to put him up. It's long, denied. Numbers for the Bison. Williams on the lob, missed the dunk.
A nice look by Cole. You talk about Bungay. That's a winning play right there. The sprint back in transition, understanding that Williams is going up high to catch that lob. He got himself involved in that play, a confrontation at the rim. That's winning basketball. He didn't block it, but the mere presence made Williams have to think about another body in the air with him. He misses it. Norfolk State continues to push the action in transition. Earned themselves a trip to the foul line.
And Williams is now only 4 of 15 from the floor. Did you ever take 30 shots in a college game?
Absolutely not, never.
Did you get to 20?
I may have gotten to 20 once, maybe.
And did you hear about it?
The fact that I don't remember probably leans to the side that no, I did not take 20 shots, not in college. A few times in high school, nearby St. John's, Prospect Hall in Frederick, Maryland, played for the legendary Stu Vetter. So much talent in this area. Talk about DeMatha, Gonzaga, the Catholic League here in D.C. But no, not in college. Never did I take 30 shots.
Cole able to get the ball up on the rim with his offhand and earn another trip to the line, which has been an adventure for him tonight. He's 0 for 3. His team a combined 0 for 4. And you know, Cole's a good free throw shooter, 79% coming in.
At the free throw line for the Bison, number 2, R.J. Cole shooting. 2.
You see both teams struggling from the foul line. Something as fundamental as simply walking to the line, going through your routine, take a deep breath and put it in. We've seen some highlight type plays, guys making shots from distance, dunks high above the rim. You have to do the fundamental things if you're trying to step into the winner's circle.
Saturday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. It's part 2 of college basketball's greatest rivalry, and it's a sonic blockbuster. Tar Heels Blue Devils. When they met on February 8th, UNC got the win 82-78. The rematch in Durham. Number 10 North Carolina, number 5 Duke. Cole's stat line so far, Jason, 10 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, just about on pace for his season averages or better.
Just another day at the office. Partner, I tell you, you talk about Duke, North Carolina. Going into Cameron Indoor Stadium as a visiting player wearing that baby blue uniform, there's nothing like it. Krzyzewskiville is waiting for you. You're taunted from the time you stretched to the opening horn. The floor beneath you before the jump ball is vibrating under your feet. And you know the world is watching. You're stepping into an opportunity to play at a high level against some very good teams and legendary coaches.
So you're saying that the Duke student body would say things to you that perhaps they shouldn't?
Well,
Am I getting that straight?
I got the Jeff was better chance. I got a lot of the taunts, to be quite honest. And that's probably why you saw in those clips me running my mouth so much, because I had a pretty good game in the game that was shown. Now, I only got a victory against Duke 1 time in 4 years, but boy, it felt good.
The triple by Jamerson makes Norfolk State 2 of 9 from distance. The lead is stretched to 7. Back to D.C. in a moment. Back in Washington, D.C., Norfolk State matching its largest lead so far tonight at 35-28, thanks to the three-pointer by Derek Jamerson Jr. The junior wing from Detroit, Michigan, showing some pretty nice range.
And shooting a hot basketball coming to this contest. 14 made three-point shots over his last 4 games. That's number 70 on the season. So you understand, on the scouting report, he has stars by his name, indicating he's a shooter. You can't allow him to have clean looks beyond the three-point line.
Yeah, 41% on the year. He is second in the MEAC, and as you see on that stat that just cleared your screen, as a team, Norfolk State is on pace to set an all-time program record for three-point shooting efficiency for the season. Now, getting back to the Duke Carolina thing, you say they didn't treat you necessarily all that well 20 years ago, but when you and I were there doing a Duke game earlier this year, I'd say they treated you remarkably well.
Oh, it's all love over there now, for sure. but you're supposed to treat the opposition with some venom. That's just a par for the course. If they were nice to me as a player, I wouldn't have gotten the full Cameron Indoor Stadium experience. I was there as a fan for 4 years cheering on my brother, but I wanted to be treated harshly. That gets your juices going, allows you to compete at an even higher level.
Kyle Foster well defended again. Tough shot. Whitley the rebound. Pitt. Loose ball. Cole after it. On the floor as well, Alex Long. And the possession arrow goes the other way. There's your coaching comparison between a couple of Naismith Hall of Famers. Of course, Roy Williams spent a decade and a half at Kansas before coming back to his alma mater in Chapel Hill. But what a 1-2 punch there along Tobacco Road.
What I see winners, I see legends, and guys that do things the right way. North Carolina, the defending national champions, the Duke Blue Devils, a team right now sitting at second in the ACC. They played well of late as well, even without Marvin Bagley III, because defensively, Coach K is a man-to-man coach. He's gone to zone, and that has helped the Blue Devils and the Tar Heels playing their best basketball of the season at the most important time of the year.
Shot clock at 7. Pitt, no good. Bison with a rebound, and timeout called by Coach Nickelberry. I got a question for you. So now with Marvin Bagley back, it appears that Grayson Allen goes back into a secondary role. For those 4 games while Bagley was out, he was back to being an All-American. What's the big difference for Grayson Allen, and why is he so less productive with Bagley in the lineup?
It's mental. Grayson Allen needs to continue to be aggressive, continue to play like the All-American we all know he is. You talk about when Bagley was out, he has the ball in his hands. He shot a hot basketball from 3. He got others involved, but you could just tell his mentality was to attack. You can still do that with Bagley on the floor. You incorporate him into the team, but Grayson Allen has to be a guy, he and Gary Trent Jr., to shoot the ball from the perimeter, knock down shots. But Grayson Allen is one of the best attackers in all of college basketball, and the Blue Devils, to play at their peak, need the senior to lead and play to his capabilities, and that means being aggressive.
Well, both teams coming hot to Saturday's 8:15 Eastern game at Cameron on ESPN. With 5 seconds remaining in the half, Williams buries the contested 3.
The tougher the shot, the higher the percentages are for C.J. Williams. Not a lot of space, raises up between 2 defenders. Cash from 3. Now, I've done a lot of games this year, but this young man makes tough shots as well as anybody in the country.
Williams has 12, Cole has 10, yet they and the Howard Bison trail by 4. Williams had missed his previous 5, but he's going to keep firing in the second half. We'll take a break, come back with more at the half here in Washington, D.C. Back in Washington, D.C., Norfolk State with a 4-point lead over Howard in this next to last game of the regular season in the MEAC. With Jason Capel, I'm Doug Sherman, and it is that time of year where awards are given out, so we're going to give out our 2018 MEAC awards. We're going to go to Jason and see, who do you think should be Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, and Rookie of the Year?
Well, very deserving players. When you talk about guys that have led their team, winners, in my opinion, should be rewarded. And the Player of the Year, Jermaine Morrow, a guy that scores the ball, has the Pirates in second place right now with 11 in the floor. Preseason, they were picked 4th. He's leading the charge. J. Cole goes without saying. He's won every Rookie of the Week. He's going to be Rookie of the Year and first team All-League. Jay Joyner. A&T was picked last in the preseason. Right now, they're one of those 3 teams in that 3-way tie for 3rd place. He's done an excellent job turning that program around, taking over for Cy Alexander, and that program has been built in his likeness. These 3 are very deserving, and I would love to see, when it comes out, these 3 get these awards, because I think they are the most deserving throughout the MEAC.
I got no problem with R.J. Cole. I got no problem with Jay Joyner, but no Bethune-Cookman love? for Player of the Year? A little Brandon Tabb, a little Isaiah Bailey?
Oh, Brandon Tabb has to be 1A with Morrow, but Morrow's been a guy that's done it all season long.
All right, there's the decision. We'll find out the official word in a few days. Halftime. Spartans up 4. Welcome back to Big Monday, presented by Joseph A. Bank. And when you come to a MEAC game, I'm telling you, Jason Capel, the show is better in the stands than it is on the floor.
Dancing machine right there, putting on a little halftime show himself.
Everybody's got an uncle like him, don't they?
Great footwork. Loved it. Very entertaining. And also an entertaining first half from the backcourt of Howard. R.J. Cole knocking down shots from distance. Doing an excellent job attacking and facilitating as well. And a couple of those assists, he has 5-0 turnovers, have been to C.J. Williams in the post. And then right before the horn, against 2 defenders, rises up, knocks down a timely 3-point shot. And Norfolk State has been led by Alex Long against that zone. Done a nice job scoring inside there, facilitating. But he's been the X factor. He's been at the center of the zone where he can catch, shoot, and score. You see the pass inside that led for Allen to simply go right up and dunk the basketball. But the Bison have to do a better job here in this second half in that zone of accounting for 22 right there on the nail.
And those last 2 stats, points in the paint, bench points, a big part of the story as we start the second half with Norfolk State up 4. Make it 1 because R.J. Cole has his first 3 of the second half.
We start the second half exactly how the first half started. R.J. Cole knocking down his shots from distance. And for Norfolk State, much of the same once again. Alex Long, preseason second-team All-League, wide open inside. Too easy of a finish.
You know, he's got a younger sister named Alexis Long, who is on the Norfolk State women's basketball team, and as part of a women's-men's doubleheader here today and tonight, trying for the family suite not far from their Clinton, Maryland home.
Spartan women won a thriller in overtime. Sloppy play here to start this second half.
Boy, Williams is not afraid, going right after Brian Gelino, who spent most of the first half on the bench with 2 fouls. Now give him 3.
You're Howard. You want to attack. You want to push. Try to get opportunities in transition. In the backcourt, working well together once again. C.J. Williams only knows one way to play. He took 16 shots in the first half. He's coming out aggressive here to start this final 20.
So again, on pace to put up 32 shots in the game. That would have been what, 4 games worth for you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But this team needs that.
Yeah.
You have to have Williams and Cole shooting the basketball. You don't want them taking bad shots, but these two have shown, even when contested, they can make shots. But you have to put the ball in the basket from the foul line. The Bison struggled in the first half, but Williams able to step to the line and knock down a pair.
Williams and Cole each with 13 points, back to a 1-point game. Norfolk State has such good balance that 2 of their 3 starting guards, as Cole, or rather Long, goes back to work, 2 of their 3 starting guards, Williams and Whitley, have gone a combined 0 for 6 from the floor, and it really doesn't matter. They've got other options.
Well, you have 9 guys that have scored in the first half of the Spartans, and we talked about it. 2 guys average double figures, but 5 players average between 8 and 9 points per game. That gives Coach Jones a luxury that they don't have to depend on just a couple of players to score the basketball. Great balance on this ball club, and it's been on full display throughout this contest.
Coach Jones got Alex Long out of Riverdale Baptist High School, and his high school teammate Chinanu Onawaku rather. You may remember from Louisville, 2nd-round NBA draft pick of the Rockets. Onawaku, you'd think I'd be able to say that because his older brother played at Syracuse, Arenze Onawaku. Long has himself a double-double tonight, 14 points, 10 rebounds, 18.5 minutes to play. Dangerous pass from Cole. 8 to shoot. Again, that Spartans defense making it tough on the Bison. Howard will keep with 4 seconds on the timer.
We saw in the first half, Foster as an inbounder, a dangerous player. On the pass, he came back in and received to knock down a 3-point shot. Must be aware of where he is. And you have to be aware of C.J. Williams. Once again, Doug, you can't get any closer to an offensive player without being whistled for a foul. But the elevation on his jump shot makes it so tough to bother him. And he also has a natural fade, which means you cannot block his shot.
Reach-in foul called against Jones.
The defender is right there. He puts his hand right in the face of Williams. But coaches talk to shooters about finding your feet. He planted on his inside foot on the catch. His shoulders were square. He elevated. You're not bothering his shot because he jumped so high off the ground to get it off.
Well, Williams is 6'6", 185, sophomore from Richmond. And he was being defended by Stephen Whitley, the 6'3" redshirt sophomore from Norfolk. Free throw struggles continue for both teams. We're tied at 39. First tie of the game. And the numbers from the line not pretty. 7 of 16. Cole left his feet. Fortunate to find Jones underneath for 2.
The creativity of Cole. In and out, top of the key. Got his footprints in the paint. And stayed in there long enough to find an open player. And Norfolk State, Whitley on the inbound. He's pushing free throw line to free throw line in attack mode. Draws the defender. And Alex Long is having himself a ball game.
Well, Howard's only lead of the game lasted about 8 seconds. That's how quickly the Spartans got it right back. And off of the long miss by Cole, we've got another foul. Goes against Foster.
Just crafty ball handling. The in and out created space. And then when he elevated, 3, almost 4 yellow jerseys surrounding R.J. Cole, the wraparound pass created that easy 2 inside by Jones.
Norfolk State comes in having won 4 in a row, 8 of 9. Their coach, Robert Jones, said this morning after shoot-around as Gelino goes to work and banks it in.
Gelino is shuffling his feet inside. Got away with a travel there, but doing his work early. Anytime you allow a big player to get 2 feet in the paint that close to the hoop, with the size and girth he has, almost impossible to stop.
There's one of the Cole steals, and he is fouled to prevent what would have been a likely easy bucket.
We call him a scorer, a shooter, a facilitator. A little defensive back action there, reading the eyes of the passer, going up high. Big time steal by number 2 in white.
4th foul on Gelino, so he'll check out. Now keep in mind, Cole leads the MEAC in steals at nearly 2 per game. Whitley trying to keep in front of Williams. Got a hand on the shot and still doesn't stop number 13.
And Coach Nickelberry looking for a foul. Even when you knock the ball out of Williams' hands, he's still going to get the shot off. But once again, you talk about converting Whitley to the point guard position. Well, he's doing an excellent job facilitating, creating for others, but you cannot foul a jump shooter. Williams has it going, but you cannot foul him beyond the 3-point line. You see the shake there, good defense.
Yeah.
Got the deflection. Williams able to corral it, still gets it off, and the concentration to put it down.
Says, you can't stop me. And so now the man who likes to go third person, C.J. Bean Williams at the line shooting 3.
He definitely has Mamba mentality. This young man has not seen a shot he does not like, but to his credit, he takes shots that he understands he can make, and he's doing the job. He and R.J. Cole keeping the Bison in this ballgame.
Tuesday on ESPN. In Chapel Hill, number 10 Carolina, another ACC game. The Hurricanes come to town. Super Tuesday presented by Boost Mobile, also available on the ESPN app. Williams a perfect 3 for 3. He has got 21. As a freshman last year, Jason, he averaged nearly 16 per game. This year averaging about 20 per game. And he's up to 22 now after those 3 made free throws rather. Offensive foul. Boy, Nick Thomas missed the 3, got it back in the long rebound, and just decided he was going to take it to the bucket.
Tie ball game here in the second half. R.J. Cole and the Bison looking to find a way at home.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by the DQ Chicken Strip Basket with 100% all-white meat chicken. Only at your DQ. And Old Spice. Je ne parle même pas français. Ooh la la.
To last season's MEAC championship, it was Norfolk State and NC Central advancing to the championship. Norfolk State took a 3-point lead into halftime, but the Eagles, propelled by a 19-point lead, took over in the second half, leading to their second MEAC championship and NCAA tournament appearance. Final score a year ago at the Scope, 67-59. Lavelle Moten and company will be trying to do it one more time next week when the league gets back together there in Norfolk. But Robert Jones and company has other plans. You know, Norfolk State is still mathematically alive to potentially win the regular season and get the #1 seed in next week's tournament.
Well, so much basketball still to be played. Hampton is off, but they're sitting there in that tie as well. But only one game separates the top teams. With a week of games to be played, there's an opportunity for a lot of these teams to claim the regular season title and improve their seeding. You talk about going into Norfolk, Virginia, the Norfolk Scope for the 2018 MEAC tournament.
Now, Coach Jones mentioned repeatedly today, hey, we just got to win out and get some help. And while certainly the regular season championship is a goal that is within reach with the right scenario, the reality is you want to be a top 2 seed because then you get a bye and a day off. If you're the #3 seed going in, you get a bye, but you don't get a day off.
Norfolk State in a dogfight here on the road against Howard. They're going to finish the regular season with an opportunity to improve their seeding once again because they play Hampton on March 1st. So a golden opportunity to possibly win the regular season. And as you said, partner, getting one of those top 2 seeds. There's a collision course on deck with so many teams right there tied for those top 3 spots.
Well, another key game being played tonight down in Florida. Bethune-Cookman leading NCAA 2017. That's with 13 minutes to go in the first half. 3 of the games on the slate tonight in the MEAC are in delays. So as we said, a lot of basketball still to be played. How about the move by Kyle Williams? That's 5 quick points for him here in the second half.
Well, the pass is a lot quicker than the dribble. And Whitley, once again, is kicking that ball up the sideline and allowing the Spartans to attack early in transition.
Foul before the shot. Nick Thomas on the deck. And he gets called for the personal.
And make or miss, the Spartans are attacking at all times. You pitch up the sideline, you catch the defense off guard, and that allows you, Kyle Williams, driving to the hoop. Great job maneuvering his body away from the defender, protecting the basketball. And the little fillet off the glass for a tough 2.
Nick Thomas, the redshirt sophomore from Arlington, Texas, has to leave the ball game, having picked up his 4th foul. Preston Bungay back in. 48-46, Norfolk State up 2. Howard with the basketball. Here goes Williams into the lane. Boy, Long is having a heck of a game, on pace to potentially get a new career high in both scoring and rebounding. They say Foster kicked the ball.
And Doug, I don't agree with that call.
No.
Whitley was going to the deck, trying to pass the ball to the corner.
That's a bailout.
And the ball just happens to hit Foster's foot. He's trying to move his body to possibly come away with the steal.
Now there's little justice.
But as the great Rasheed Wallace would say, ball don't lie. Howard retains possession with an opportunity to tie or go ahead.
We saw Sheed at NC Central earlier this month, coming out when his buddy Lavelle Moten had his uniform number retire. Big three-point bucket by Foster. Howard back in front by a point.
And Foster has the ability to be that third option. You can see the trust R.J. Cole has in number 11. Cole is always under control. Great pace, attacks in and out, behind the back. And when you get the back of the defender's head as an offensive player, your job is to move. Foster does that. The ball finds him, feet set. Great job locking in, knocking down a timely three-point shot.
Yeah, you know, former Demon Deacon Tony Rutland's happy to see that. He was Foster's coach last year at Hampton Christian. 14-10 remaining in the second. Bungay, drive and dish. Air ball fired by Long.
Lewis set that screen and two defenders had corralled Cole. He can't just stand idly by. If he rolls to the basket, Doug, he's going to have a layup, and that's what we were talking about in the first half. The big men of Howard have to do a better job of recognizing they're playing with all league players.
Lewis with a big offensive rebound. Williams fouled on the shot. Well, how has Norfolk State done defensively so far against Cole and trying to contain him, Jason?
Well, at the point of attack, Howard's going to run a lot of ball screens. They're corralling him. Many times they're blitzing and trapping him. But Cole always has his head up. He's looking to make the extra pass. And Lewis has to understand, if he simply rolls to the hoop, he will have a... Nickelberry recognizes. Goes back to the bench and puts Jalen Jones in the ball game because he's a guy that's shown in the first half he can catch and go over the top and finish inside.
Howard's done a nice job on the offensive glass so far tonight as well. 12 offensive rebounds. And there you see the stat line on Williams. Largest lead of the night, just like that, for the Bison, 51-48. Zion Cousins, the 6'7" freshman, into the game for Howard. Bungay draws the contact and will head to the line. You may have noticed on the other side of his head, he's got a big long scar. And if he turns around or we can get the angle, you'll see that scar. There it is. And asked him about it this morning, and apparently his grandfather had an Akita. That's a breed of dog that when Preston was 2 years old, the Akita attacked him, and it was such a vicious injury, he wound up having brain surgery because of an infection that got in there. Fortunately, tells us that it's all completely healed and really doesn't have any residual effects 20 years later, but it was a scary time, certainly for Preston. He doesn't remember it, but scary for him and his family. Now Preston, an impressive young man. Native of Albuquerque, New Mexico. That turnover by R.J. Cole, just his first. Spartans with a chance to reclaim the lead. Open look. Pitt, he's got it. 53-51.
The most important player is the one with the basketball. You can't, in the zone, look and point and look for the next guy open. You have to guard the man with the ball. Can't allow Pitt to have an open look. I don't think he could believe how open he was. You see there, the screen is set. Williams doesn't fight over the top. There's no communication. And Pitt sees, I'm wide open. I'm going to let it fly from the wing. Able to knock it down.
Yeah, he dropped 18 opening night at Auburn. He's gone for 23 against Lynchburg back in November. He can score. Going with a big lineup, Norfolk State. Pitt turns it over. Here comes Cole on the run out.
R.J. Cole.
In this second half, the zone of Howard doing a better job of having someone spying the middle. It was R.J. Cole there, able to come away with the steal, the pitch ahead, and an easy transition basket.
Norfolk State with 6'6", 6'8", and 7 feet across the front. And again, they continue to dominate inside. Cole off the bounce. Unge active again tonight. Contact on the 3, no call. Here come the Bison. Cole with it. Foster feeling it. Instead, he gives it off. The 3 missed by Nate Garvey. Mustadi Pitt with a wild shot. Foster the last to touch. Spartans will keep.
We have a hotly contested game here. The steal by the Bison, R.J. Cole, the easiest baskets he's seen all afternoon. And then Norfolk State, Kyle Williams gets to a spot, able to knock it down. Spartans ahead by 2. Be Coach of the Year, but my vote would go to Kevin Keats. The job he's done in rebuilding that program immediately. This team plays hard, they defend, they turn you over, but their biggest skill is they give maximum effort, play with great passion each contest. They're having a remarkable season, and they're an NCAA tournament team that's going to be very dangerous when the ACC makes its way to Brooklyn.
As we see the foul that'll send Dan Robinson to the line. Back to the ACC, how many teams does the league have that you think are legitimate Final Four contenders?
Well, I think you have to look at Virginia, obviously, the best defensive team in the country. And Guy and Jerome have shown that they can lead the team, knocking down shots, making big shots. Duke obviously has as much talent as anyone in a tough game right now at Virginia Tech. North Carolina is a team that's gotten better. You always thought for the Tar Heels to make a third run consecutive Final Fours, the big guys had to step up, the trio of freshmen. But as well as Luke Mays playing, Joel Berry, and you throw in Cam Johnson, the Pitt transfer, and Kenny Williams, North Carolina's a team that's different. They shoot 3-pointers instead of pounding inside. But they're playing great basketball. Yeah,
more small ball, and in the last 6-game stretch, the Tar Heels are averaging nearly 90 points a night.
And even though they're a smaller team, they're still rebounding the basketball, which is remarkable.
And they've got 7th back coming off the bench, so the bench gets a little bit longer.
At the free throw line for the Spartans, number 24,
Kyle Williams to the foul line. After the 4th personal foul picked up by Cameron Lewis. And now the officials are back over to the monitor. And now Zion Cousins will come in and replace Lewis. Well, defense and rebounding have been a problem all year for the Bison. Cousins coming back the last couple of weeks has certainly addressed that to a degree. But every night it's something they've got to try and overcome. Cole draws the double team. They get the ball out of his hands. Back out to Foster. Here's Jones. Shovel pass. Out of the hands of Cousins. And back over to Norfolk State.
Well, it's the right pass by Jones. He received the basketball, drew the defender up. And Cousins has to catch this. Pitt comes down and makes it a little bit more of a difficult catch, but no one's between you and the hoop if you catch that basketball. That's an easy 2 points.
Long turn and shoot, no. Cousins the rebound. The Bison down 5 just past the midpoint here in the second half. We are at the Burr Gymnasium. The home court of that man, R.J. Cole, now with 18 points.
When you have a breakdown at the point of attack in a ball screen, when R.J. Cole has the basketball, he's going to make you pay. There can be no negotiations. You have to follow the game plan and be there to contest, many times with 2 defenders.
Back out to Pitt. Bungay with the offensive rebound. Back to Mustadi. Pitt. And back to the free throw line goes Dan Robinson.
R.J. Cole, you see almost a double screen set. You can't go under. If you go 2 players removed, he's going to rock into his shot, especially going to his right hand as a left-handed player. You have to stay connected, fight over the top, rely on your defense to step up and hedge that ball screen or trap it. But he's too good a player to go under.
And a big problem here. Cousins goes right back out after picking up his 4th foul. He is the best option inside for the Bison, and so he's going to sit for a while. 9:10 on the clock. Robinson gets the roll on the second. Williams being defended tightly 30 feet from the bucket, puts it on the deck, shoots over Bungay, no. Boy, what a game Alex Long is having. Another rebound. Here comes Pitt. Mustadi Pitt. Perhaps Williams got a piece from behind. Boy, look at the Spartans just keep fighting. Williams having a big second half.
The Spartans playing volleyball on the backboard, and Robinson at 7 feet tall, he didn't get it, but he kept it alive and allowed his teammates to come downhill, secure the rebound and score. And this is just a bigger team dominating. You see 4 gold jerseys inside converging on the basketball. And that's about playing hard. That's about the want to. Even if you are a smaller team, you need guys flying in, coming downhill, bigs and guards in the fight, in the paint.
Robert Cole Jr. continues to struggle from the line. He is now 2 of 6. This for a guy who shoots it at nearly 80%. His dad, Robert Cole, played at LIU Brooklyn back in the day, put up 1,800 career points. He's a Blackbirds Hall of Famer. Now it's between his ears, right?
Oh, absolutely. Free throws are something that are so fragile. As a coach, you really don't want to say a lot. The player has to step up, go through his routine, and take the shots with confidence.
Pitt gives it away. And then the Bison give it right back. That's the 9th turnover committed by Howard.
Right now, there's no one for Howard talking on the floor. You're only down by 6 points. Would love to see someone inject some energy by communicating and getting everyone involved and on the same page, staying connected, because they're very much in this ball game. They have to get stops and take care of the basketball.
Pitt. There's your stop for the Bison. Here comes Cole up ahead. Williams. Well, it doesn't matter how many gold shirts around him. He's putting it up.
Mamba mentality at its finest with C.J. Williams. Norfolk State, 6-point lead. Just under 8 minutes to go. C.J. Williams and Howard looking to make a comeback.
Time to check out our assists of the game, brought to you by State Farm. Stephen Whitley's got 7 himself, but Jason Capel, it really has been a team effort sharing the basketball for the Spartans.
Well, a balanced attack. Norfolk State, 14 assists on 23 made field goals. And when you have the type of balance of guys that can facilitate and multiple players that can catch and score, you're going to have that type of percentages when you talk about assists to made field goals. And such a balanced ball club being led by Alex Long, who was having himself a ball game, 16 points, 13 rebounds. He has 3 assists himself, and against that zone, he has become the point guard in the middle to score, to facilitate. Obviously, he's been a grown man on the backboard as well.
Yeah, Kyle Williams has been scoring a ton here in the second half. He was scoreless in the first 10 and counting since the break. Meanwhile, Charles Williams leads all scorers now with 27, keeping the Bison close. And it's a blocking foul against Cole. His second.
At the free throw line for the Spartans, number 0.
Hip. That's automatically a foul right there. You have to show your hands, move your feet. Coach Nickelberry doesn't like it, but you cannot have that much contact with a ball handler.
10 points for Pitt. Bench scoring again, all Spartans, 27 Norfolk State, 8 for Howard. Williams and Cole again being defended, 25 and 30 feet from the bucket. Cole given just a little bit of space, couldn't hit the 3. Here comes Bungay with a Euro step into the defender, and it's a blocking foul. Dalik Mingo, the senior from Farmingdale, Long Island, picks up the foul.
Bungay allows the Spartans to play even faster. He's a front court player. He's a forward. And when he gets the rebound, he's looking to push in transition with his eyes focused on the rim. Able to move around the defender trying to draw the charge. Unable to finish the play, but in turn, earns himself a trip to the line.
Well, Jason, we talked earlier this half about Preston Bungay being attacked by his grandfather's dog some 20 years ago and having brain surgery because of it. You realize his grandfather was Phil Harmon, who was a real good player for the Kansas Jayhawks back in the day. Grandfather averaged about 7 points per game in his career in the late 60s. His grandson now 5 points, 9 rebounds here tonight.
That young man has been blessed with great genes. When you spend time with him, you understand he's a hard worker. He appreciates everything that comes to him and doing the little things to help the Spartans here on the road.
C.J. Williams, 29 points. Bison back within 5. But eventually, the Bison are going to need some stops here at this end. And again, they're carved up by the passing of Norfolk State. Robinson, the assist. Bungay with a chance for 3.
And that's surgical. When you're attacking a zone, you want to make the zone shift. The ball goes from the right to the left side, enters there at the center, and Robinson is 7 feet. How about the pocket pass from the big fella? Bungay, great cut, moving without the basketball, uses the rim to shield the basketball. Finishes the three-point play. Traffic with a pocket pass off the bounce.
Jones hands it back to Williams. Bungay whistled for the foul. And if you're Norfolk State, I'm guessing you can live with that. Usually you would say don't foul a guy 30 feet away from the basket on a dribble handoff. But Williams is so good on fire, you got to try and deny, right?
You have to try to deny, but when you're that far away from the basket, even for Williams, he's out of the scoring area. If you're Norfolk State, you have an 8-point lead with 6 minutes to go. You don't want to allow the Bison to march to the foul line with the clock stopped and carve their way back into this ballgame.
There you see coming up 9 o'clock on ESPN, Texas and 6th-ranked Kansas. The Jayhawks have already secured a 14th straight regular season championship, and we understand that Mo Bamba, the outstanding freshman for the Longhorns, won't play tonight because of what they are calling a toe injury. Bungay way to the bucket.
Well, that's just remarkable. In any league you play in, let alone one as difficult as the Big 12, 14 consecutive regular season titles. And the Jayhawks led by Devontae Graham, a dynamic guard. And we're seeing some dynamic guards on display in this contest, many playing for their home team. And Foster, off the bounce, gets separation, finds his feet, knocks it down, takes the harm. The Bison have been struggling to score in the half court. That's a welcome play and the rare opportunity for a 4-point play.
Foster 3 of 9 from distance, can't complete the 4-point play. Under 6 minutes remaining. Scottie Pitt running the point here in the second half with Stephen Whitley on the bench. Bad pass, should have bounced it instead. Here comes C.J. Williams. Fight for the ball. Jones has it. Foster is hurt. He took a shot to the face. And Kyle Williams is called for the foul. So while they tend to Kyle Foster, will step away from the Burr on the campus of Howard University. Bison down 5. There you see the face of Kyle Foster. Looks like he got scratched by that left eye, but after getting checked out by the trainer, he appears to be okay and will play on ESPN app. So Jason, you just got word. The decision was.
Well, official Mr. Covington comes over and explains, we thought they were still looking at the bang bang play inside. He told me they were looking at the shot clock. They took it from 23 to 27, making sure coming down the stretch they made the right call on the play. But even with the added time, Howard, a tough offensive possession, off-balance shot. C.J. Williams, he's made some tough shots, but that was not a good look now in winning time with 5 minutes to go in the contest.
Up 5. There's Robinson again feeding the low post. Whitley's back in, and his pass is taken away. Garvey blocked by Bungay. It'll stay at this end. Bungay was the last to touch.
A great defensive play by Bungay. But you seemingly have a 3-on-1 break. You have to come away with points there. You see the yellow jerseys trying to sprint in, get back on defense. But when you're trailing by 5 points and you have numbers in transition, you have to come away with points. Coach Nickelberry inserts Foster right back into this contest.
Foster back into the game, and you know we've got a low ceiling here at Bird Gymnasium with the speakers hanging from center court. He easily could have scraped either the ceiling or the speakers on that inbounds. Do you know the ground rules for that?
I do not. Inbound in the basketball out of bounds under. They're launching that ball beyond half court.
Tough shot. Against a double team, the step back 3 by Foster had no chance.
And 2 consecutive bad offensive possessions by Howard. It's winning time, Doug. You have to execute, do all the little things down the stretch to help you get to the winner's circle. And Norfolk State has a player that is doing just that on both ends. Defensively, the big block shot in transition, and Bungay there off the bounce, 1-2 step, a timely jump shot.
Cousins fouled, but like you say, it's Preston Bungay playing his next to last regular season collegiate game. Young man from Albuquerque, New Mexico, playing real well to close out the year. Senior day is coming Thursday, and the senior wants to close out his career in style.
Last year's ad campaign was a success for ChoiceHotels.com.
Bada book, bada boom.
This year, we're taking it up a notch.
So in this commercial, we see 2 travelers at a Comfort Inn with a glow around them. So people watching will be like, wow.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by the DQ Chicken Strip Basket with 100% all-white meat chicken, only at your DQ. And Old Spice, je ne parle même pas français, ooh la la.
We got a little dance-off that's been going on, and I'm going with number 3.
Hey, that's my guy right there. He's taking on all challengers, calling anybody that thinks they have the moves that he has.
He had his wife or a woman here with him. She's long gone. She's had it. But he is dancing his way right to the bitter end. This is Zion Cousins at the free throw line. Freshman out of Frederick Douglass High School. Native of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Couple of big free throws. Drawing the Bison back within 5. I'll tell you what, as Black History Month winds down, we continue to celebrate the more than 100 historically black college and universities that we've had the pleasure of keeping track of. 13 of them in the MEAC this season, and they'll all get together next week for the MEAC tournament in Norfolk, Virginia. Interior passing continues to be stellar for the Spartans. Give 2 more to Dan Robinson.
38 to 10 points in the paint. And Whitley was the one that came away initially with the offensive rebound, and that's a guy that you're calling your point guard right now. Robinson, nice up fake, goes under for an easy 2 inside.
8 assists for Whitley. Cousins blocked. You know, Alex Long has a double-double, doing a lot of things out there.
R.J. Cole limped back to defense. Got to keep an eye on him. And even on one leg, 1 foot, when the ball finds his hands, he knows how to finish plays. Still walking a little gingerly, that left ankle. But a good job in transition. Cousins going up high with the block. Jones feeds Cole. Able to kiss it off the glass with his right hand, draws the foul. And Doug, he has struggled at the foul line throughout this contest. He has an opportunity to pull the Bison within 4.
Yeah, 2 out of 7 from the stripe. It's funny how that ankle feels a little better when you see an open lane to the bucket, right?
Oh, anytime you're on offense, you get healthy really quickly.
Perfect switch for the 6'1" in. Should he get consideration for MEAC Player of the Year? I mean, he leads the league in scoring and assists and steals.
Absolutely. He has to be one of the finalists for Player of the Year, but I think you reward winning. Talk about Tabbitt, Bethune-Cookman, Morrow, and Howard. These are guys that have led their teams that have an opportunity regular season to be champions and have great momentum as they head into Norfolk for the MEAC tournament.
Hit in and out. There's Bungay one more time. I'll tell you what, if Norfolk State somehow winds up winning the regular season, I'd throw Stephen Whitley's name in there for Player of the Year as well.
The fact that Whitley has had to change his position, become a point guard with Jay Robinson out, and he's leading the charge doing the little things.
Williams just fighting for that ball, fighting for another shot, and he'll head back to the line.
Coach Nickelberry was beside himself throughout that possession, thinking his team was getting fouled the entire offensive possession, but give Howard a lot of credit. They're fighting. They're in the paint, doing the job, attacking the rim. They're in the bonus. They shoot 2 shots each time they get fouled. And C.J. Williams just would not back down. Earns himself a trip to the line, knocks down the first.
Well, again, here's the standings and what both these teams are playing for. Norfolk State at the start of the night in a 3-way tie for 3rd place, and that's so important because the top 3 finishers in the regular season get first-round byes at the MEAC tournament in Norfolk next week. It begins 1 week from tonight. After tonight, both these teams will close out the regular year on Thursday. Norfolk State will be home against Hampton Thursday night, 8 o'clock. At the same time, Howard will be at Coppin State in Baltimore. Williams now 13 of 14 from the free throw line.
Big defensive possession for Howard right now. We were going to say it at the same time.
Absolutely. Whitley still looking for his first field goal. Has it blocked out of bounds. 8 on the shot clock. Last 4 games before this one, Whitley averaging 8.5 assists, 8 rebounds per game. His scoring has not been the story tonight. Again, playing that well-rounded game. He's 0 for 7. Bungay has picked up the slack. He misses on the layup. Bungay hustling as ever, and he keeps the ball for Norfolk State.
Every positive thing that's happening right now for Norfolk State has the fingerprints of Bungay all over him. Wasn't able to complete the play, didn't drop his head on the miss, sprints in, deflects the ball off of a white jersey. He's doing things that help you step into the winner's circle. His hustle, his determination, his passion are things you covet when you're trying to be a team that competes for a championship.
He's got a double-double, and I tell you what, his mom, Christy, his grandmother, Elizabeth, they're making the trip in on Wednesday from New Mexico to Norfolk to be in person on senior night Thursday, and they're certainly hoping Preston can continue his terrific potentially out of that equation. Not time to give a foul. Look for Bungay. He has been absolutely the guy lately. He's got 12 points in the last 6 minutes to give him 14 points, 10 rebounds on the game. Whitley goes to Bungay. Give it back to Whitley with 10 on the shot clock. Bungay glances at the shot clock at the other end of the floor, which now's down to 5. 1 minute to go. Cole knocked the ball away, out of bounds. The officials confer. None of the 3 wants to make a call, and finally they say it stays at this end. Well, regardless of the outcome of this possession, they just used another 29 seconds off the clock on their second shot clock of the possession. It's been a very good and fruitful possession for the Spartans.
That can catch and finish around the rim.
Whitley trying to find a teammate. It's Bungay. He didn't beat the buzzer, so it's a shot clock violation. I still don't know how they gave that ball to Norfolk State then.
I have no idea as well.
Glad it's not me,
but
not just me.
As you said, that's a small victory for Norfolk State because they were able to shave so much time off of the game clock, holding on to a 4-point lead with under a minute to go.
Still plenty of time, though, for the Bison, down 4 with a basketball, with 2 of the league's 3 leading scorers on the floor. Here's one of them, Williams. Got 12 seconds between game and shot clock. And it doesn't look like the Bison are, now they're trying to give up the foul 16 seconds into the possession.
You have to foul sooner. You have to understand the point in the game. These are situations you practice throughout the season. You can't let valuable time come off the clock. You have to be aware of who to foul in this situation. Alex Long has had a great basketball game. Not an excellent shooter, 57% from the foul line. But yet another double-double on the season. Not even close on the first.
Well, they got the right guy, just wasted a good 10 seconds before getting it. And as a team, Norfolk State, as you saw, among the worst in the MEAC at under 70% so far tonight. Long's done everything well, but he's 2 for 4 from the line. And Howard University uses a timeout after missing the first. And a foul on the rebound against Whitley. And so we will walk to the other end of the floor, and it'll be 2 free throws for the Bison without having any time come off the clock. Cousins not a good free throw shooter himself, as you see, 51%. Look good on the first.
Trap And if you're unable to get a steal or a deflection, you have to immediately foul and try to extend this game as long as you possibly can.
Perfect 4 for 4 on the line tonight. Back to a 2-point game. Shot clock is off. Trying to force the turnover. Can't do it. Now they've got a foul. And Jones does with 18. 3-point ball game. Who do you go to here? Cole or Williams or maybe Foster?
Comes in.
He's got an inch. He puts it up. Little strong offensive rebound. Cousins, and he had it ripped away by Whitley.
Line to possibly make this a 2-possession ball game.
And that he does. It would expect. And 2 huge free throws rattled in. Cole. Well, the Bison hung tough, but could not keep Norfolk State from picking up its 13th win of the year in the hopes of the Spartans winning a regular season MEAC championship. Well, they remain alive for at least another night. They'll close out the regular season Thursday. We thank 974 Spartans.